All right, hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. We're returning back to Out of the Park Baseball to continue our tournament. Teams from Boston.com. So I want to thank everybody for being so gracious last night. We had Paul Fay on, playtester for Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, and there's Tim, first one in the ballpark. Good to see you, Tim. Clee Baseball fan 879. Has himself a seat in the posh uh, club boxes, man. That's that's where Tim's hanging out. Rolling up a game of Strat as we're talking. Tim, hope all is well with you. And spring is threatening to return. It was almost decent today in Pennsylvania. All right, so since Tim's the first one in here, we're gonna do Indians. Indians. So this is going to be the 1994 Montreal Expos against the 1948 Cleveland Indians. So again, this is a one and done tournament. These teams were selected by AP writers and done in they're posted. The link is down below in the comments section for Boston.com. So have a look. Good stuff. Yeah, how about it? So EFIS next week, yep, and Digital Diamond 13. So Dwayne next Monday, I guess on release, he's going to be doing a video, if you will, an unboxing video, I guess, of Digital Diamond 13. So I know I'm going to be glued to that one. Looking forward. Samuel Smith, he says, or that's Samuel Smith letting us know that. My eyes are being weird here. There you go. Why am I getting this no data crap again? This is why I really, really, really am not a fan of. Hold on. All right, I should be back. I'm sorry. OBS Studio is being really weird. So this should take a second. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. There we go. Bernie Strom, welcome in. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Great to see you, my friend. All right, so let's find this Cleveland game. There we go. Boom. All right, so it looks like we're going to have for the Expos, Pedro Martinez, and he will be facing Bob Lemon. So again, these teams are posted on Boston.com. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate you. Every once in a while, it seems like OBS Studio has a cow. So I want to repeat again to everybody watching now, watching later. Thank you so much. We had a good crowd last night with Paul Fay. Letting us know about some of the things that are in the pipeline for Pocket Pennant Run. Pretty exciting stuff. You guys know I love that game. So coming down the line is going to be a schedule editor, player picks, a total revamp of the team management mode, the whole splash screen. I know there's going to be a hotfix patch coming out here. I guess I'm hoping in a few days, possibly, hopefully Sunday. That's when Craig seems to release those. And there's Nathaniel Advocate 8 and 8, who has more names than anybody, and that's why I like to say them all. And he says he loves the tournament. So do I. This is a lot of fun, and with being one and done, it will actually get done pretty soon. At least out of the park. But again, we're going to be doing these um, onward, like in Pocket Pennant Run, Action PC. AP wanted to see this done in full count baseball, so we will do it there too. Speaking of which, there's supposed to be an update for full count baseball sometime this month, so looking forward to that. But I've been playing around a lot with it, and you get by some of the weird play by play. It's a very very good baseball game. It's free, it has every damn baseball season, so plus a manager creator, and there we go with no data again. This is ridiculous. There we go. Now we're back again. Ugh. I don't like doing out of the park in StreamYard. Too many frame drops, things like that, and I haven't set up anything yet on my new PC to do that. But nah, who cares? All right, let's get to the ballpark. Enough of this stuff. Enough of this introductory stuff and things. Samuel Smith said he's going to update full count. Oh, now it's going to be the summer. Okay. And we'll fix the Pathfinder for folders. Okay, so summer. I'm still going to play it. That's fine. I mean, it doesn't have a tournament mode in it anyhow. Neither does Pocket Pennant Run. Still works just fine. this is just going to be the game that kind of guides all the others. Because I have to do some tweaking in Action PC Baseball because I can't put 32 teams in one bracket. So I'm actually going to have to go through and split them into two different leagues, and or else just do them as exhibition games. Not sure yet what I want to do. It looks like I'm going to be keeping a lot of handwritten notes or stuff like that, or some sort of tournament bracket maker for the other games. Again, because Action PC won't allow 32 teams, which kind of sucks. But there you go. You can have as big of a league as you want. You can have like I forget how many teams, 100 and some teams in it. But for tournaments, not so much. But it's not a surprise. I mean, it's really that's a single. It's meant to be just like a single season replay type thing, and it makes sense that Out of the Park is going to have everything contained like this and allow you to have up to 70 teams. All right, let us look at the starting lineup for the 1994 Montreal Expos. What could have been, huh? Leading off in center field, Marquise Grissom batting second. Third base, Sean Barry batting third. At left field, Moise Lou. In the cleanup spot in right field is Larry Waka. Batting fifth at shortstop, Will Cordero. Batting sixth and catching, Darren Fletcher. Batting seventh at second base, Mike Lansing. Batting eighth at first base, Randy Milligan, former Pittsburgh Pirate. And, of course, the great Pedro Martinez batting ninth. 11 and 5 in 1994, 3.42 earned run average. Averaged 8.8 strikeouts per 9 innings and 2.8 walks. For the hometown Cleveland Indians, and again in tournament mode, you cannot change that Guardians name. You can only do it in seasons and stuff like that. So I'm going to call them the Cleveland Indians. Leading off in left field, Dale Mitchell. Batting second in right field, Allie Clark. Batting third at shortstop, Lou Boudreau. Batting cleanup at third base, Ken Keltner. Batting fifth in center field, Larry Doby. Batting sixth at second base, Joe Gordon. Batting seventh, first base, Eddie Robinson. Batting eighth and catching, Jim Hagan, and Bob Lemon on the mound and batting ninth. 20 wins, 14 losses, a 2.82 earned run average for the Hall of Famer. 4.5 strikeouts per 9 inning and 4 walks. And we are on our way to Cleveland Municipal Stadium. And what's the weather today? 55 degrees, wind blowing in from right at 10 miles per hour. And again, this is a win it and move on or lose and go home tournament. 32 teams created by AP writers, posted on boston.com. I encourage you to click the link in the comments section. You might want to just do some reading up. There's a lot about the teams. There's certainly honorable mentions, things like that. And yeah, so here we are. What a big ballpark. Capacity 70,000, something like that. So ready to get underway? So grab a beverage, grab your significant other, or grab something, and let's play some baseball. Action PC fixed their bug about too many walks. Marlins minor league walked 22 and presumed 9 in a game. Wow. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna have to get the update for Action PC. I keep forgetting to check. I'm spoiled with Out of the Park Baseball because it just patches automatically. But I don't blame Dave Cook for not going on Steam. They do take a bite. All right, as Marquise Grissom steps in, let's go around the that has like the size of a small city capacity or medium city. And here we go. Bob Lemon deals, and Grissom sends this one shallow fly ball out there to center field, and Larry Doby will run that one down. So we are underway here in Cleveland. Here's Sean Barry, 278 hitter back in 1994. That strike-shortened season with 11 home runs, 41 runs batted in. All right, Bob Lemon has the sign from Jim Hagan, and here is the 0-2 pitch. And Barry tattoos this one. High fly ball out toward right center, and you can kiss it goodbye. So Sean Barry going downtown here in Cleveland, and he's doing the weird walk there. So there we go. But he's in nonetheless. Let's have another look at that one. Got his money's worth out of that. Bob Lemon coming with a slider and didn't have the ending that he was hoping for. So Sean Barry, 113 miles an hour off the bat. And I mean, there was no doubt about it. There we go, 3 rows back. Touch them all, Sean Barry, and the Montreal Expos get on the board first. Moise Alou, 22 home runs and 78 runs batted in, a 339 average in 1994. And here is the pitch, the 0-1. Alou sends us out to right field, hustling toward the line, and making the catch is Ali Clark. All right, here's Larry Walker batting in the cleanup spot. 322 average for Larry, 19 home runs, 86 runs batted in for the Hall of Famer. 0-1 pitch on the way from Lemon, and Walker sends this one to third base. Gloved over there by Kenny Keltner in the strong throw to first, and that is it. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. A Sean Barry home run, nobody left on. And it's the Montreal Expos 1 and the 1948 Cleveland Indians coming to bat. Cuz and Ken joining us here at Cleveland Municipal Stadium. How you doing, Cuz? All right, Dale Mitchell up. And we forgot to look at the starting defense for the Indians. We'll go ahead and do that for the Expos, and then the Indians when we get to the top of the second. In left field, Moise Alou. In center, Marquise Grissom. In right, Larry Walker. At first base, Randy Milligan. At second, Mike Lansing. At short, Will Cordero. At third, Sean Barry, who just went yard. Darren Fletcher catching, and Pedro on the mound. Dale Mitchell leading things off here in 1948, last time the Indians won the World Series. 4 home runs, 56 runs batted in, a 336 average for Dale Mitchell. 2-0 pitch on the way. And Mitchell swings to Hopper to second. Gloved there at the Keystone sack by Mike Lansing, and that will be 1 up and 1 down for Ali Clark. Ali Clark was a .310 hitter in 1948, 9 homers, 38 ribbies. 0-2 pitch on the way now to Clark. And Clark absolutely crushes this to right field. And swing of the bat, and here we go. This is not going to be a pretty game in terms of any pitcher finesse. So Ali Clark goes deep, 332 feet to right, and all and sundry cheering here at Cleveland Municipal Stadium. And of course we have to look at that one too. All right, here we go, and there she goes. So nice try out there and right by Larry Walker, but that one probably about 3 feet just above the webbing of the glove. All right, here's Hall of Fame shortstop Lou Boudreau. 355 average in 1948, 18 home runs, 106 runs batted in. And we got all kinds of luminaries joining us in the ballpark. Goodness gracious. So Hobbies Are Us joining us. John DFW here for some baseball. And just great to see everybody. Great to see everybody. I appreciate that, Hobbies Are Us. Thank you very much. It means a lot. All right. So 1 away, knotted at 1 in the bottom of the first. Boudreau in the box. And the pitch from Pedro Martinez. Boudreau swings, liner up the middle, base hit. So Bob Lemon and Dennis Martinez. I thought it was going to be a great. I thought it was going to be a great matchup, but there you go. All right, batting in the cleanup spot now. Third baseman Ken Keltner, 31 home runs, 119 runs batted in, a 297 average. As Barbara joins us. Hey, Barbara. So Barbara. Okay, sounds good. Cut off for a second because we're making Barbara a moderator in here. So she is now moderator. Barbara, that's my way of saying thank you for, coming in, hanging out, whatever. And if we get any weirdos in here, you can bop them on the head. D. Scott Howard says, I read some of Our Team, the epic story of 4 men in the World Series that changed baseball by Luke Eplin not long ago about these 1948 Indians. Good read. I'm going to have to check that out. And Samuel Smith, there you go. We got us another baseball book to read. So good stuff. And D. Scott says, oh, hi, everybody. All right. Here we go. So Ken Keltner, what a year for him. 31 home runs, 119 runs batted in. Pedro deals 1-2 pitch. And Ken Keltner, though, not he's coming up in the wrong end of the stick there. Dwayne Martz joining us, and you're most welcome, Barbara. So, guys, tune in for Dwayne Martz next Monday. Virtual unboxing and everything, and we're going to get to know all the secrets of Digital Diamond Baseball 13. 13. Dwayne is the community guru of Digital Diamond Baseball, and I know so many of us, myself included, love it. I anticipate playing it a lot more this year now with the with the inclusion of Status Pro Baseball as a discrete engine. So Paul telling us that it's not going to be Status Pro like super advanced or whatever, but it's still going to be very good to play. So looking forward to that, and always looking forward to Dwayne, because he can navigate that thing just beautifully. All right, here is Hall of Famer Larry Doby, first African American to break the color barrier in the American League. Doby with a 301 average, 14 home runs, 66 runs batted in. 2 down, 1-1 your score here in this tournament. Full count to Doby, swing and a miss. Doby unable to catch up to that one. So a little cutter there by Pedro Martinez. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left. We head to the top of the second. Montreal 1994 1, Cleveland 1948 1. Starting defense for the Indians of 1948, world champs. In left field, Dale Mitchell. In center, Larry Doby. And in right, Allie Clark. At first base, Eddie Robinson. At second, Joe Flash Gordon. At short, Lou Boudreau. At third, Ken Keltner catching Jim Hagan. And Bob Lemon will face Will Cordero, Darren Fletcher, and Mike Lansing. Cordero in 1994 had 294 average, 15 home runs, 63 ribbies, and a 3-1 pitch on the way to Cordero. Cordero held up. This one just off the plate, and Bob Lemon, wanting the call, does not get it. And you want to look at a good career. Look at Bob Lemon. Look at his batting stats too as a pitcher. Bob Lemon was also short, or was an outfielder, I'm pretty sure. And during that 1948 season, Lemon was frequently used as a pinch hitter. He was a very, very good hitter. So check out Baseball Reference, or, well, you know what? You don't have to. Let's just do it right here. I mean, we're now the park. It's all here. It's all here. So not a bad hitter whatsoever. Wasn't Babe Ruth, but 232 lifetime, a lifetime hitter. Let me see. Let's career high. He had 321 in 1947. Let me see. 37 home runs. Again, a career high in home runs of 7. So that was in 1949. So yeah, not much of a base stealer or anything, but good. Again, used a lot as a pinch hitter. So excellent player, Bob Lemon. All right, here's Darren Fletcher now. Darren Fletcher hit at a 260 clip in 1994. 10 home runs, 57 runs batted. And I know we've had people ask here, and maybe we'll do it sometime, a what if World Series. So we would have to take, I guess, just take the American League team with the best record and do a 1994 World Series sometime. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So, as Ken Castro says, the IQ of this channel just rose. Dwayne is here. Ah, nice. All right, here we go. And we're awaiting either Todd B or Clinton, and then we'll see whether things kind of plateau a little bit or not. I don't know. If Clinton comes in, yeah, I mean Todd B is going to keep it where it is. He's going to raise it maybe even a little bit, right? Ah, we love both of those guys. Darren Fletcher, 3-1, and a bouncer to second, and this is going to be 4-6 to 3. They turn 2, so boy, I totally missed that one. So quickly, 2 down. Here's Mike Lansing, 256 average, 5 homers, 35 runs batted in. I will be moving to the new PC soon. I just don't have a second monitor right now, so I know it's not because I need to look out for you folks. You guys are awesome. but I like to interact with the chat, and it's kind of a drag to keep moving screens around and stuff like that. So going to be dealing with these little glitches here for a little bit. All right, till I can pick me up a monitor, another monitor that I can start. I mean, because I could monitor chat over here and blah blah blah, but I just want to get another monitor. It's just easier, and I'm lazy in that way. Bob Lemon deals. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Mike Lansing. Swing and a miss by Mike Lansing. And that one, a sinker that was just off the plate, but Lansing chased. No runs, no hits, no errors. We're still knotted at 1 as we go to the bottom of the second inning. And Joe Gordon, Eddie Robinson, and Jim Hagan do up for the 1948 Tribe. Martinez has struck out 2 thus far. 1-1 pitch on the way. Gordon sends this about a mile high and all the way to the wall. Gordon could get 3 out of this. Nope, he's going to stop at second. So lead-off double, and here come the 1948 Indians. And a couple of years ago, I'd done another sort of all-time greats tournament edition. It was like a best of 3, best of 5, best of 7. These Indians fared very well. So, all right, here's Eddie Robinson, 254 hitter, 16 dingers for him, and 83 batted in. Here's the pitch. Robinson, first pitch swinging, line drive, base hit, left field, and chugging around third and heading for home. As Dwayne would say, a brown-eyed, handsome man, Joe Flash Gordon scores. And the Indians go ahead now 2-1 thanks to the Eddie Robinson single. Good contact. Hit it right on the button where it needed to be, right between Barry and Cordero. All right, here's Jim Hagan batting in the 8th spot, the Cleveland catcher. 248 with 14 home runs, 61 runs batted in. Here's the pitch. Hagan swings. This one grounded to third, 5-4, and no relay throws. So Jim Hagan aboard in the fielder's choice. And here's Bob Lemon. And the corners are in, and I wouldn't necessarily be playing corners in with Bob Lemon. Let's see what happens here. Here is the pitch, and swing it away. Grounder. Oh, great stop at second base by Mike Lansing, actually catching that low liner, just getting it off where it almost hit the top of a pebble there in the infield. And they almost double up Jim Hagan. Back at the top of the order now for Dale Mitchell. He is 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Runner is off, and that one gets away from Darren Fletcher. And let's see, what does the scorer say? Let me see. What do we have here? We're going to call it a wild pitch. We'll call it a wild. No, you know what? Pedro's a Hall of Famer. We're going to say that it got by Darren Fletcher, pass ball. We're going to call it a pass ball. That's what we do here. We just make sure we make our own rules, man. Dwayne Martz says, should have left and hit the ground. Got a double play. Yeah, how about it, right? Should have left to hit the ground. Big stakes here, though. Big stakes. What can you say? All right, 2 down. Jim Hagan on at second, thanks to that pass ball by Darren Fletcher. Mitchell in the box, and the 1-0 pitch. Mitchell swings and line hard, but Sean Barry at the hot corner picks that BB out of there. But the Indians pick up a run on 2 hits, and they strand one in scoring position. We go to the top of the third. The 1948 Indians 2, the 1994 Expos 1. Randy Milligan, Pedro Martinez, and Marquise Grissom do up. The 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Randy Milligan, 232 hitter in 1994, 2 dingers, 12 ribbies. 1-2 pitch on the way from Bob Lemon. And Randy Milligan, big swing and a miss on a slider there by Bob Lemon. So that's his second K of the game. All right, here's Pedro. Batted 0-9-1 with 5 ribbies in 1994. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Martinez, late swing, strike 3. Bob Lemon dispensing of him with a nice sinker there. Third strikeout for Bob as we go to the top of the order. Marquise Grissom, nothing for 1. 2 down, 2-2, pitch on the way. Grissom swings. Oh, nice bounce there over to first. Eddie Robinson has it, feeds it on to Bob Lemon for the 3-1 putout. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Cleveland leads Montreal 2-1. All right, and that would bring up Allie Clark, Lou Boudreau, and Ken Keltner for the 1948 Indians. Allie Clark in this game with a solo home run to right. So 2 homers in this game, both by the number 2 hitters in these lineups. Sean Barry went yard, and Allie Clark then in the bottom of the first inning homered to right. All right, Pedro Martinez rubbing up the ball, has the sign from Darren Fletcher. Here's the wind and the 1-2 pitch. And this is not going to be a home run, just a little dribbler down to third. Quickly fielded and thrown away. Getting a little bit too excited over there at third base. Sean Barry rushes the throw. Randy Milligan unable to get to it. Score that one, E5. It goes all the way over toward the dugout. And Allie Clark hanging out there at second base. All right, the Indians with nobody out. A runner in scoring position now for Hall of Famer Lou Boudreau. 1-for-1, Pedro Martinez. The 1-1 pitch on the way, and Boudreau slaps this one to first. Taking it to the bag himself is Randy Milligan. So we're going to do something we haven't done in a long time, and it's about time. So, as you guys know, people who have been in this, been around the family for a while, you know I like to highlight a player. And so, and every once in a while, I think that we have to highlight Hall of Famers. And so we're gonna highlight Lou Boudreau. So here we go. I'm going to grab the Biographical Encyclopedia of Baseball, which you can pick up for dirt cheap on eBay for like $7, $8, something like that. Nice. Oh my God, this book is so heavy. It really is. It's I don't know, like 1,200 pages or something. Ridiculous number of pages. Beautiful. Oh, it's really hernia inducing. Heavy paper stock. I'm gonna move the mic up here so I can actually put this book where I can read it. So let's learn a little bit about Lou Boudreau. What do you say? What do you say? Because I think Hall of Famers need love too, just like Naughty Girls and Cousin Ken Castro and whomever, right? All right. Oh, as I'm just going past Ed Barrow. There's everybody's favorite owner, Ed Barrow. Actually, it's probably Charlie Comiskey, but let's just run with it here. Let's run with it, guys. All right. So usually the Hall of Famer readouts are a little longer, so I hope you can put up with my voice for a little bit. Speaking of which, I just got another sort of side hustle with a company, so I'll be using my voice to help train AI models. So looking forward to that as a nice side hustle. I think they're deaf, but they said, "Yeah, you got the job, baby." All right, here we go. Lou Boudreau, real name Louis Boudreau, or Louis, I guess if you want to Americanize it. His career, 1938 to 1952. He was born on the 17th of July, 1917 in Harvey, Illinois. Made his major league debut on the 9th of September, 1938 with the Indians. He was a righty both with the stick and with the hand, or the arm. And he was 5'11", 185 pounds. So Lou Boudreau had a long and highly successful career as both a playing manager and one of the outstanding shortstops of the 1940s. He ranks as one of the best defensive shortstops of all time and was also a sensational hitter. Through 1999, he ranked 7th among all shortstops in lifetime batting average and on-base percentage and 8th in slugging percentage. A confident and creative manager, he was elected in 1970 to the Hall of Fame for his talents on and off the field. A natural athlete, Boudreau captained his high school basketball team to the Illinois State Championship and was the captain of the University of Illinois basketball team as a junior. But while still in school, Boudreau accepted money from Cleveland general manager Sly Slapnika, there's a name to conjure with, huh? With the promise that he would sign with the Indians upon graduation. Boudreau's jealous stepfather complained to the Big Ten, and Boudreau was ruled ineligible to play college sports. Wow, what a jerk his stepdad was, huh? So Boudreau arrived in Cleveland as a third baseman, but veteran Ken Keltner had a lock on the position, so manager Ozzie Witt shifted the rookie to shortstop. In 1940, his first full season in the majors, Boudreau hit .295 with 101 runs batted in, 46 doubles, and 10 triples. He also was named to the All-Star team for the first of 8 times. Following the next season, the confident young Boudreau wrote to owner Alva Bradley about the manager's job, which had come open. Player managers were not uncommon at the time, and Boudreau felt his experience as a captain of his college team would be a plus. In his autobiography, he revealed that he had second thoughts about the letter and worried that his brashness might upset the management. One Fred counseled, "Don't worry, Bradley will probably just throw your letter in the wastebasket anyway." Pardon me. But after a 2-hour interview, he was named the new manager. How about that? One Cleveland sports writer was appalled and wrote, "Great! The Indians get a baby Snooks for a manager and ruin the best shortstop in baseball." But Boudreau quickly hired 3 experienced baseball men, Bert Schotten, Oscar Melillo, and George Susky. Don't know how to say his name. Susce, so if somebody wants to let me know. Anyhow, to help him run the team. When the 1942 season opened, Boudreau was, at age 24, the youngest person to start a major league season as a manager. For the next 6 years, Boudreau's Indians finished out of the pennant race, but Boudreau was marvelous in the field. In 1944, he led the league with a .327 batting average and 45 doubles. He also set records for shortstops with a .978 fielding percentage and 134 double plays. That record, of course, since broken, but damn, that's amazing, huh? In June 1946, with the Indians in 5th place, Bill Veeck purchased the team. Veeck made it clear to Boudreau that while he had the greatest respect for him as a player, he doubted his ability to manage. The Indians were struggling, and no one was treating them any worse than Red Sox slugger Ted Williams, who just returned from the service. On July 14th, the Indians played the Red Sox in a doubleheader. In the first game, Boudreau had 4 doubles and a homer, making him the only American leaguer to ring up 5 extra base hits in one game, a still standing record. But Williams went 5 for 5, and his 3 homers drove in 8 runs. The Indians lost 11-10, and Boudreau was boiling. The Indians kept charts that showed Williams hit to right 95% of the time. Boudreau decided to play the percentages. He stationed 6 of his players to the right of second base, leaving only left fielder George Case on the left side, playing a deep shortstop. Boudreau probably didn't know that White Sox manager Jimmy Dykes had tried the same strategy against Williams in 1941. Boudreau's shift had the desired effect only once during that game, as Boudreau threw out Williams on a grounder to the right side. The Sox slugger still walked twice and doubled, scoring 2 runs in Boston's 6-4 victory, but Boudreau had established himself as a creative thinker. Boudreau's critics indicate that, that through the years his team was 37% more successful against Williams while using the shift. A psychological, if not always a tactical victory, he called it. During the same season, he also moved Bob Lemon from the outfield to the pitcher's mound. The Hall of Famer went on to win 207 games and was a 7-time All-Star. After the Indians finished 4th in 1947, word leaked out that Veeck wanted to swap Boudreau for Vern Stevens of the St. Louis Browns and several other players. Cleveland fans were outraged. Veeck received more than 4,000 letters demanding he keep Boudreau. When the Cleveland News ran a front-page ballot to elicit the fans' opinions, 100,000 responded, voting to retain Boudreau by a 10-1 margin. Veeck backed down. Pretty hard to back down Bill Veeck if you know anything about that history. So Boudreau was under huge pressure to win the pennant, and during the offseason, the Indians made a number of moves. Boudreau turned knuckleball throwing left-hander Gene Bearden into a starter, and he responded with 20 wins. Veeck signed Satchel Paige, and he rang up a 6-1 record. Larry Doby was made the regular center fielder, and he had 301. Lemon matched Bearden with 20 wins, while Bob Feller won 19. But the real star was the player-manager himself. Boudreau hit .355, had an on-base percentage of .453, and slugged .534. He had 18 homers, drove in 106 runs, and scored 116. He also led American League shortstops in fielding percentage for the 8th time in 9 years and was the club's emotional leader. A hard collision at second base in early August left him with a shoulder contusion, a bruised right knee, a sore right thumb, and a sprained left ankle. Icing his wounds, he was on the bench managing during an August 8th doubleheader against the Yankees, with whom the Indians were tied for first place. Down 6-1 in the 7th inning of the first game, the Indians put 3 runs on the board, then loaded the bases. Lefty relief pitcher Joe Page came in, and Boudreau put himself in the game as a pinch hitter. He singled to right, tying the score, and the Indians went on to win both games. The season ended with the Indians and the Red Sox in a tie for first. Boston won the right to host the first postseason playoff in American League history. Bearden pitched a 5-hitter on only 2 days' rest, and the Indians won 8-3. Boudreau hit 2 singles and 2 home runs. To cap the already incredible season, he hit 4 doubles as the Indians defeated the Boston Braves in the World Series. In 1949, the Yankees reasserted themselves, and the Indians fell to third. In 1951, after 9 years as Cleveland's player-manager, Boudreau joined the Red Sox, ending his playing career there in 1952. As manager from 1952 to 54, he coached the Sox to only 1 winning season, and he had little success as Kansas City manager from 1955 through 1957. Boudreau then became the Cubs broadcaster, and in 1960 he was hired to manage the team, replacing Charlie Grimm, who took Boudreau's place in the radio booth. But after 1 season, Boudreau was back on radio and remained a WGN broadcaster until 1989. But it was in Cleveland where Boudreau remained a hero. The street next to Cleveland Stadium was renamed Boudreau Boulevard in his honor. So, lifetime stats: 1,646 games, 6,029 at-bats, 861 runs scored, 1,779 hits, 68 homers, 789 ribbies, an on-base percentage of .380, a slugging percentage of .415, and a lifetime batting average of .295, and also one hell of a defensive shortstop. So, up there with the likes of Hannes Wagner. Well, no one's up there with Wagner, but, still great shortstops like Wagner, Archivon. There you go. So hope you guys enjoyed that. And now we are back to it. There's Corey. Hey, Corey. Corey Highfield is with us, and Tessier Ashpole. Handsome Lou. Now, that's a nickname. How about it? All right, everybody. Let's get back to it. A little bit more baseball. All right, here's Ken Keltner with Allie Clark now at third base. 2-1 in favor of the 1948 Indians. Martinez works out of the stretch. Here's the pitch, and Keltner just rips this one into left field. RBI for Ken Keltner as Allie Clark will score. And the 1948 Indians pulling away. It's now 3-1, bottom of the third inning, and here's center fielder Larry Doby, who is 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Doby swings, fly ball center field, but this one will easily stay in the park. Marquise Grissom will pull it down for out number 2. Ken Keltner gets back to first. Keltner not the fastest person on this team. Here's Flash Gordon. Joe is 1 for 1. And here's the pitch from Dennis Martinez. And Gordon, first pitch swinging, tattoos this one to right. Open the window, Aunt Minnie. It's gone. And the 1948 Indians are saying, you're not going to ever forget about us. 2-run shot by Joe Gordon. And the Indians now lead this one 5-1. Wow. So Dennis Martinez just getting slapped around all over the place. Let's have a look at that Joe Gordon home run. 98 off the bat. And whoa, there we go. So touch them all, Joe Gordon. All right. And that is indeed all for Dennis Martinez. So Gabe White will come in now in relief. 1-1 in 1994, 23 2/3 work, 24 hits, 16 earned runs, 11 walks, 17 strikeouts, and a 6.08 earned run average. All right, the lefties finish his warm-up pitches as first baseman for the Indians. Eddie Robbins steps in with 2 down and 3 in for the Tribe. Eddie Robinson, 1 for 1 with an RBI in this game. The 0-2 pitch coming up. And Robinson swings, and this one just a little bloop job there, shy of first base, and Randy Milligan will make the grab. But big inning for the 1948 Cleveland Indians as they plate 3 and lead this one 4-1 or 5-1 as we go to the top of the 4th. Flash Gordon, I'll save every one of us. How about it, Dwayne? So Dwayne, you should be a Joe Gordon fan. He was a Yankee for a while, huh? Yeah, let's look at his. And there it is. There's that wonderful nickname. Let's see. I do believe. Yep. He were a Yankee, all right. All right. Back to the game. Hey, Tony, how you doing? Tony M. He says, good evening to everybody. Tony, I hope you're doing well, my friend. You got to get your Dodgers up here pretty soon. They're in the tournament. The 1955 Brooklyn Dodgers are in this, so I would have argued to put the 52 or 53 Brooklyn squad in here, but AP picked the 1955 Dodgers, so we're going to roll with it. All right, anyhow, here's Sean Barry. He has a home run in this game and responsible for the only run for the Expos, and that was back in the top of the first inning. Bob Lemon, 3 strikeouts and a walk through 3 innings of work. 1-2 pitch on the way to Sean Barry. Here it comes. And Sean Barry, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that time Bob Lemon bringing a little hammer action there. It's a beautiful curve, and here comes Moise Alou. Nothing for 1. Lemon with the 0-1 pitch, getting in a groove here. But a loose swing, sinking liner out to left and sinking right into the glove of Dale Mitchell. Another curveball there by Lemon, so serving up a couple hammers here, courtesy of Black & Decker. And here comes Larry Walker. Nothing for 1 for Larry. 0-1 pitch. And Walker's going to send this out in the alley into left field, but ranging over to his left is Dale Mitchell, covering a lot of acreage there. So the Montreal Expos, good morning, good afternoon, good night. We go to the bottom of the 4th. And the 1948 Indians leading the 1994 Expos 5-1. It's going to be Jim Hagan, Bob Lemon, and Dale Mitchell due up for the Tribe. Jim Hagan, nothing for 1. Gabe White staying on in relief, has worked a third. 2-0 pitch on the way to Jim Hagan. Hagan swings, high fly ball to right field, back toward the track, and about 10 feet in front of it, Larry Walker makes the catch. So the ball sailing a bit here today in Cleveland as Bob Lemon steps in. 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. And Lemon's got himself a little Texas leaguer. What I tell you. Good hitting pitcher, former outfielder. So Dennis Martinez got rocked in the 3rd, and he was done. All right, here comes Dale Mitchell now. He has nothing for 2. Bob Lemon on at first, 1 away. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mitchell, big cut and a miss, strike 3. So Gabe White getting in there with a sinker, picking up his first strikeout. So 2 away now for Allie Clark. Allie Clark with a home run in this game. He is 1 for 2. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Allie Clark swings. And ground ball, base hit past second into center field. And Bob Lemon thought about third, but I think just a little bluff. He's not going to run on Marquise Grissom, not with a pretty good arm out there, that gold glove center fielder. All right, here comes our player of note in the game, Lou Boudreau, who is 1 for 2. 1-2 pitch. Boudreau swings, fly ball into center field, and Grissom having to run in a spell to get that, and he does. So no runs, 2 hits, and no errors, and 2 stranded. We go to the bottom or the top of the 5th inning. Cleveland leads Montreal 5-1. The out of the park defensive ratings are really good now. Yeah, they are. They've really done a lot of work this year. And somebody asked me in one of the comments, do I feel that this baseball game does it hold up for replays along with games like Diamond Mind and Action PC? And yes, it does. But I would just say this for anybody kind of watching and still thinking about out of the park baseball. A lot too depends on the settings that you're doing for your season replay. I mean, you do got to get your hands dirty with this game. It's complex, but there is a mechanism in this game if you're doing a season replay that you can actually track your replay against the actual season. Season replays that I've done in this in many editions in Out of the Park Baseball have been very, very, very good. So yes, this is just as good. I think at the end of the day, I think the greatest strength of all the game modes, except for Drive for the Pennant, which is like just super cool, doing its own jam, right? Um, really is career mode. I think is really Out of the Park is really built on this idea of year to year development. You can see that with with the player development lab, for instance, and Drive for the Pennant. I think they focus on that. They do have there is a strict season replay mode. I would just say this. Um, to really be accurate, just make sure that you got managers set up correctly. You can go deep and manage deeply at the player level. But yeah, I think this is a hell of a good game for season replay. But you got to remember too, I don't care what baseball game you play, as Dave Gardner rightly says, you click that mouse button, you roll the dice, you are already playing fictional baseball. So, all right, and so Nate not only made himself some popcorn, he also made himself some popcorn. So yeah, AI is good. And again, this thing just plays dead ball baseball perfectly. The one thing that I think 90% of at least casual simmers are never going to realize because they're not going to play dead ball baseball. When I play dead ball in this thing, whether it's just if it was a season replay, and I haven't tried it with Out of the Park 26 yet, in 25, 24 of the others I have, and 19th Century, I haven't had to tweak anything. You'll see the number 3 hitter bunting, things like that. Lots of steals, lots of hit and runs. Um, just it just does dead ball and 19th Century baseball just perfectly. You don't have to fix anything. No, you don't have to get your hands dirty. All right, Will Cordero, Darren Fletcher, and Mike Lansing do up, and Montreal. I think they need to remember that they could be packing here pretty soon if they don't start getting busy. We're in the middle innings here. And Cordero walked his last time up, cuts on the first pitch, and this one just a number back to the mound. And former outfielder Bob Lemon says, "I've got it," and fires on to Eddie Robinson for the 1-3 putout. So one away now for Darren Fletcher. He is 0 for 1. Count 2 balls, no strikes. And Fletcher sends this one up the middle. Base hit. Little seeing eye single. Couldn't have thrown it in a better spot. It's just the second hit for the 1994 Expos. And here comes Mike Lansing. All kinds of boos here for Mike Lansing. I don't know. He must owe somebody in Cleveland some money from a poker game or something. Count full. Oh, this one missing inside. Now it's getting interesting. All right, Lansing at first. He's the speed. Darren Fletcher, more like a beer truck, at second. And here's Randy Milligan. He is nothing for 1. 1-0 pitch on the way. Milligan swings. High, deep fly ball to left. But on that big track out there, Dale Mitchell makes the catch. So Milligan gets under it by about a millimeter and misses a home run. All right, pinch hitter now, Juan Bell in there. 97 at-bats in 1994, 2 home runs, 10 runs batted in, a 278 average for Juan Bell. All right. Bob Lemon deals the 1-1 pitch with 2 down, and Bell dings this one out to left. I couldn't resist, sorry. And Allie Clark has it in right, and that is it. So the Montreal Expos strand 2, and we head to the home half of the 5th inning, and the Indians lead the Expos 5-1. Jeff Shaw comes in relief now for Montreal. 5-2 back in 1994. 29 earned runs, 15 walks, 47 strikeouts for him, and a 3.88 earned run average. Todd B joining us. Todd B here to see his 1948 Indians leading this one 5-1 against the 1994 Expos. Good to see you, Todd. Hope you're doing well. All right, and here we go. Here's Ken Keltner. 1 for 2 with a run batted in. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ken Keltner. Keltner, knee buckling called. 3rd strike. So split fastball coming there from Jeff Shaw to pick up the K. 1 away for Larry Doby. Center fielder, nothing for 2. 1-0 pitch on the way. Lined out to Marquise Grissom last time up. Swung on, high fly ball. Way back in right field. Way back and gone. And here we go again. Larry Doby just tattoos it out there in right field. This game is getting out of hand. Sports fans, it is 6-1 Indians. Todd says, go Tribe, just as that home run launched by the great Larry Doby. Of course, we got to look at that Super Stats replay, and here it comes. 105 miles an hour exit velocity on this ball. Touch them all, Larry. Touch them all. All right. Speaking of home runs, here's Flash Gordon, and what a day he's having at the plate. He's 2 for 2, 2 RBI, and he has himself a home run. So here we go. Cleveland just turning the firepower here today. 0-2 pitch on the way to Flash Gordon. And Gordon lines this one out to right. Larry Walker making the catch. So Cleveland getting good contact off of Montreal pitching as Eddie Robinson strides to the plate, settles in the left side of the box. He's 1 for 2 with a run batted in. Count 3 balls, 1 strike on Eddie. Robinson, little number back to the mound. Shaw up with it and fires onto first. And that's all for Cleveland, but another big run and 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on. We go to the top of the 6th inning. The 1948 Indians 6 and the 1994 Expos 1. And we're at the top of the order for Montreal. Marquise Grissom, Sean Barry, and Moise Lou. Grissom, nothing for 2. Only 2 hits for Montreal in this game, and one of those hits meant something. It was a home run by Sean Barry, way back in the 1st inning. 1-2 pitch on the way now to Grissom. Grissom cuts on this one. Fly ball out to right field. Gonna hang up there, and then it's gonna find its apex and its descent into the glove of Allie Clark. So 1 away, and here's Sean Barry. 1-2 pitch to Barry.
Strike 3.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. This one out of the strike zone. Bob Blemon has been very, very effective bringing the hammer. So 2 away from Moise Lou now, who's nothing for 2. Count full on Lou. Lined out his last time. Struck out this time. Bob Lemon definitely in the groove. Side retired as the Indians face the minimum. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 6-1 in favor of Cleveland. All right, yeah, it's a great logo. If we were playing this in a regular season, you'd be seeing that logo, believe me. All right, Jim Hagan, Bob Lemon, and Dale Mitchell due up. Jeff Shaw stays on in relief. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jim Hagan flew out to right his last time up. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on a slider there. So Jeff Shaw picking up K number 2 as Bob Lemon strides to the plate. The outfielder turned Hall of Fame pitcher, 1 for 2. 1-1 pitch on the way to Lemon. And Lemon swings hard ground ball to first. Plenty of time for Randy Milligan, and he will trot to the bag and score that one. 3 unassisted. 2 up, 2 down now for left fielder Dale Mitchell. Nothing for 3 today. The Indians with 9 hits. 0-1 pitch on the way to Mitchell. And he swings, and 2 hopper to second. And a little easy rocking chair play there. Mike Lansing to Randy Milligan in the 4-3 putout. They set them down in order. We go to the top of the 7th. Cleveland leading 6-1. And we'll see Larry Walker, Will Cordero, and Darren Fletcher due up for Montreal. Time running out here. Larry Walker, nothing for 2. Just 2 hits for Montreal in this game. Pretty amazing. Larry Walker swings and misses. And yeah, Bob Lennon bringing the curveball again, and that is strikeout number 7. Will Cordero, nothing for 1. Count full on Cordero. Cordero looks at one inside. So that time a sinker. It just gets off the plate. Cordero will draw the walk. Cordero, decent speed for Darren Fletcher now. 1 for 2. Let's see if Montreal wants to try something risky with one down. 0-2 pitch on the way. Runner does not go. Fletcher, 4-6. Inning-ending double play. Time running out for Montreal. 7th inning stretch time. 6-1. 1948 Cleveland, 1994 Montreal. And we are back. We are back. We are back. So Jeff Shaw is staying out there in the bump for the Montreal Expos. And Ali Clark will start things off. So the 2-3-4 hitters due up for the Tribe. Clark, Boudreau, and Keltner. Ali Clark, 2 for 3 with a home run today. 1-1 pitch on the way from Jeff Shaw. Clark swings, and it's a hard hit ball out to right field. But on the track and making the catch is Larry Walker. So a few boos going out here. Cleveland fans enjoying the fireworks here as Lou Boudreau, our player of note, steps in. He is 1 for 3. Boudreau ahead in the count, 2-0. Boudreau swings, hard hit ground ball to second, ranging to his left and getting to it quickly. Mike Lansing corrals it and gets it on to Randy Milligan at first. So 2 down here for Ken Keltner. Ken Keltner, 1 for 3, RBI. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Strike 3.
And big swing and a miss. So clean inning for Montreal, and we'll go to the top of the 8th. Still 6-1. Montreal will send up Mike Lansing, Randy Milligan, and a pinch hitter for Jeff Shaw. Mike Lansing 0 for 1. Here is the pitch. Lansing cuts in the first pitch. And nice room service bounce out there to Ken Keltner at third, and he will fire on to Eddie Robinson at first for the 5-3 putout. Here's Randy Milligan, 0 for 2. 1-2 pitch. Flew out to Dale Mitchell's last time up.
Strike 3.
And nowhere near this one, just swings through it. And that one out of the strike zone. So good pitch there by Bob Lemon to pick up strikeout number 8. And here is Cliff Floyd. Cliff Floyd, a 281 average in 1994, 4 home runs, 41 runs batted in. And here's the 1-0 pitch. And Floyd sends a sinking liner into right, and this will plop down for a base hit. Soft liner to right, I might add. All right. So Montreal needs to get busy and needs to get busy quickly as Marquise Grissom steps in. 0 for 3. Cliff Floyd leads off. First 2-0 pitch, skied to center field, and trotting in and making the catch to end the inning. So no change in our score, baseball fans. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's going to be Larry Doby, Joe Gordon, and Eddie Robinson. Mel Rojas now on relief for Montreal. 3-2 record in 1994. With 21 walks and 84 strikeouts. And wow, hey, thank you, Joel. Got a new subscriber. Joel, thank you very much, or I should say a new family member. So welcome aboard, Joel. Hope you'll have fun hanging out with us here as we do all kinds of weird baseball shenanigans. All right, Rojas ready to face Larry Doby, Joe Gordon, and Eddie Robinson. I know I said it before, but saying it again because I wanted to thank Joel there. All right. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way to Larry Doby. Solo homer in this game. Oh, Doby. Oh, that was one of those sliders. Larry Doby just didn't know what to do with it, so didn't move the bat. So 1 away, Rojas picks up the K. And Joe Gordon could quite possibly be the player of the game. 2 for 3. 2 RBIs, a home run. Count full on Flash. And high fly ball to right field. I think it's going to stay in the park. I think. No, it's not. It's gone. It's gone. Aunt Minnie might as well just keep the window open as the Tribe just tomahawking it everywhere you can imagine. 7-1, baby. Wow. Let's look at that one. A big arcing shot there. All right, this one 113 miles an hour off the bat. And there she goes. By the way, beautiful ballpark courtesy of Mike Silva. So if you're an out-of-the-park baseball player, you definitely got to get Mike's ballparks and uniforms. And I need to reload the download the ballparks as he's added live scoreboards. So, and also has a video on how to do it. There we go. Cool looking sky. How about it? Yeah. Let's change our view here for a second because I really, really like. I just want to make sure we get back to the proper view that I am using because I won't remember. I just wanted to just get a better look of that scoreboard. Okay, so park pick. Let's look at just our home plate camera just for a second, so you guys can see. Mike's work on these are excellent. See if we can. I wanted to get kind of down and everything view of it. So I guess we're not going to do that at this point. Sometimes you can see it, and just beautiful work, just beautiful work. Oh, he's even put it. Mike also did these cameras, by the way. So nobody can stop Mike Silva once he starts, huh? All right, here's Eddie Robinson. Eddie Robinson would like to get on this home run parade, but he has contributed one of the Tribe's 7 runs. Mel Rojas into the wind in the 1-2 pitch. Eddie Robinson looks at a called strike 3. Fastball in at the knees. 2 away now for catcher Jim Hagan. Nothing for 3.
Strike 3.
And strike 3. Maybe they should have brought Mel Rojas in a little bit earlier. But the Indians pick up yet another run on another bomb. We go to the 9th. Last chance for the 1994 Montreal Expos here in the out-of-the-park part of the tournament anyhow, which is really the main part of it all. So Sean Barry with a home run in this game, Moise Alou and Larry Walker. All right, and Ed Kleeman will come on now just to get some innings. He was 3-2 in 1948. Let's see, he walked 46 and struck out 18, a 2.60 earned run average. All right, so manager Lou Boudreau going with Ed Kleeman here. 1-1 pitch. Sean Barry swings and liner to right, base hit. So at least Sean Barry giving the few Montreal fans here in the ballpark something to cheer about. Here's Moise Alou. He's nothing for 3. 0-1 pitch. And Alou. And this one, grounder to second. And Joe Gordon holds on to the ball. So they're going to give Moise Alou an infield single on that. Looks like Gordon just didn't want to rush his throw. So 2 on, nobody out. Here's Larry Walker. So even a home run is going to put a dent in the score, but a lot of work ahead of these Montreal Expos. Walker nothing for 3. Indians would love to turn 2 right now, but speed on the base paths. And Walker swings, fly ball out to center field. And Larry Doby has it. And feigning to go to third is Sean Barry, but Larry Doby has a cannon out there in center field for an arm. All right, here's Will Cordero. He's nothing for 1. The 1-0 delivery on the way to Cordero. Cordero, oh, a little number back to the mound. And, oh, look at this. So Kleeman misjudged the ball, and it kind of short-hopped him. I guess for all of that, he's out of the game now. So Sam Zoldak will come on now for Cleveland. And for the first time, the Montreal Expos have a chance to do some serious damage. Swing of the bat here by Lenny Webster brings them within 2. So Webster, 273 average in 1994, 5 home runs, 23 runs batted in. Sam Zoldak, a 9-6 record in 1948, with 24 walks and 17 strikeouts, an ERA of 2.81. Sean Barry at third, Moise Alou at second, and Will Cordero at first for Lenny Webster. Webster digs in. Zoldak peers in, has the sign from Jim Hagan, working out of the stretch. Here is the pitch. The lefty deals, and Lenny Webster, he's good as 1 run will score. So RBI single for Lenny Webster. So Montreal bookending so far, and the line scores you can see 1 run in the first and 1 in the ninth. Still 1 out, and here is Mike Lansing, who had 5 home runs in the 1994 regular season. Nothing for 2 today. And Zoldak would like to induce the double play ball and end it here. 0-1 pitch. Lansing swings, fly ball out to center field. This should be deep enough to score. No! They will not send Moise Alou. So Doby, excellent momentum coming in, and they're not going to risk it. But 2 down, and it is up to Randy Milligan. Count full on Milligan, and here is the pitch. And they walk in a run. So it ain't over because it ain't over. And Montreal now creeping back. It is 7-3. And here's Rondell White. 2 homers, 13 runs batted in, 278 average in 1994, 97 at bats for him. All right. Sam Zoldak asked for a new ball. One's tossed out to him. Hagan out to the mound quickly, going over the signs with Zoldak, now back behind the dish. From the stretch, the 1-2 pitch. And this is going to be lined into right. Base hit. Actually, more of a little dunker. Oh, my goodness gracious. It's 7-4. 2 outs. Bases are still sold out. John saying, let's go Spos. There's a good book about the Expos called Up, Up, and Away. All right, here's Marquise Grissom. Nothing for 4. And crazy things can happen in baseball. Swing of the bat. Grissom, who had 11 home runs in 1994. And the Expos will take the lead. The only time they had the lead was back in the first, and that just lasted for 2 batters, I think. Here is the pitch to Marquise Grissom. Swung on. And slow grounder to short. They'll go to first, and they got him. Wow. Woo. So Montreal puts 3 on the board on the 9th, but it is not enough. Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my. At least they made it kind of exciting at the end. All right, after the 7-4 win, the Indians will advance to round 2. I have no idea who they're going to play. So for the 1948 Cleveland Indians, 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors. The 1994 Expos, 4 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. Turned out to be a pretty damn good game after all. Big story in this game is going to be home runs. We'll be talking about home runs for Cleveland at least. Allie Clark, Joe Gordon had 2 home runs in this game. Larry Doby also homered. So 4 home runs for the Tribe in this one. Let me see. And Sean Berry had that solo shot for Montreal. Pedro Martinez tagged with a loss. He only went 2 2/3, gave up 5 runs. 2 of those were earned. Only struck out 2. He gave up 2 of the 4 Indians home runs. Gabe White came in, worked 1 1/3. Jeff Shaw worked 3. Mel Rojas worked 1. Bob Lemon gets the win, 7 2/3 innings worked. Gave up 1 earned run, walked 3, struck out 8, gave up 1 dinger, the Sean Berry home run. Kleeman came and worked 2/3 of an inning and got touched up for 3 hits. And then Sam Zoldak came in, worked 2/3 of an inning, and almost worked himself into what might have been a save situation. And as predicted, your player of the game is Joe Flash Gordon. So there we go. Let's go look at our matchups here now. And so we got 4. Moving on now. The 1948 Indians, the 1986 Mets. I believe these are the 1998 Astros. I have to look again. And the 1982 Milwaukee Brewers. So good to see a team not from the 1980s moving ahead. So, not sure who we're going to play next. Tonight, it was because Tim was the first one in the ballpark. It was like, okay, we're doing the Indians. So we'll see. Anyhow, everybody, thank you very much for coming in. This is going to be one of our shorter broadcasts, an hour and 10 minutes. Hopefully, everybody's a lot of baseball teams right now, real baseball, doing all right. Gotta say, I cannot say that about my beloved Pittsburgh Pirates. I just want to see what they did tonight. I'm always scared to look because we're just. Hey, oh my God, we actually won a game. We're 5-8 right now, so we beat the Cardinals. It was a 13 inning affair, 2-1. So 3 games below 500. We're starting to pick up a little bit of steam. Cardinals are 5-7. Buccos at 5-8. Let's see how Ken's Phillies are doing. Pardon me, I didn't mean to cough in everybody's ear. I really didn't. The Phillies sitting atop the National League East, a half game ahead of the Mets. They are 8-3. And that National League West is nuts. Again, it's early days here, guys. We're only like in games 14, 15, whatever. Padres holding a half game lead. The Giants and the Dodgers tied for second in that National League West. This could be a tight race all the way down the line. I don't expect the Rockies, though. Again, that they're already 6.5 out. They're gone. But the Pirates, so in the National League Central, the only team that's really doing anything of note, yeah, the Brewers are a game above 500, but the Chicago Cubs, 9-6, 9-6 for the Cubbies, and the Reds and the Pirates each sharing the cellar, and the Cardinals, yeah, so National League Central looking kind of meh. Braves 2-9, John. You can't be too happy about that. Texas Rangers, look at them, 9-4. Chicago White Sox, good God, they're 2-9. Poor White Sox. Poor White Sox. Oh my God. Okay, so there we go, American League West. Yeah, so there's the Athletics. They don't even have a city name right now. Uh, Same record as my Pittsburgh Pirates. Turned out to be a fun baseball season, early going. Barbara, thank you for coming in. You're most welcome. And Nate, everybody's welcome. Um, just always so much fun to have you guys in here. Until the next time. Thank you, Joel, by the way, new family member. Thank you, Joel. Everybody, play baseball, love it, be happy, do things, live life. It's the only one we got. And until next time, you're welcome, cuz. We'll see you around the batting cage. Cousin Ken, next time you're in here, I think it's going to be some 1912 action or 1902 action. We got a couple dead ball teams lurking around in here. 1917 as well. So we'll see. Thank you for that, Todd. I appreciate that, buddy. All right, guys. See you around the batting. Whoops, there goes my cat being weird. See you guys around the batting cage. Good night.